sometimes it's very hard, especially when they are children. And doing the acupuncture for them in the hospital with the doctors there. And so I've seen some people that, I've seen many things happen. I've seen benign and malignant masses, tumors, disappear or shrink when they were very big, sometimes often instantly, usually instantly, whether it was a partial shrink or complete disappearance. It depends. And, when it's spread everywhere in the body, and it's in the lymph, in the bones, in the liver, in the blood, in the brain, in the lungs. Even if we remove some tumors, the person still passes away. But what I what I did see with these people, is that instead of being in extreme pain and not being able to talk and connect and need a lot of morphium, they were able to be without the painkillers and to say goodbye to their parents and their friends in a peaceful way,
Right.
without needing the drugs. And people that are not at that stage, I've seen breast cancer disappear instantly. A woman helping her and removing the residuals, the pains and everything. She's actually a very high-level lawyer, this woman in Paris. And her husband is a doctor. And so we did that work in the morning. And in the afternoon, she went to her husband's office, ex-husband, and did a ultrasound and X-ray. And it was completely clean from 3 breast tumors. So we don't decide when
Sometimes it's instinct.
when the soul comes to this world and when it leaves, and life and death, it's not in our hand. And we can help, and we just have to do our best and have no attachment to the outcome, and just do our best to be of service. So some people greatly benefit in the way that it releases them from pain momentarily, and some people get fully healed. This is more rare because it's almost a miracle. It's a miracle, Professor Park explains that this is a spiritual healing, that the power of their soul is summoned and ready. Because I am not doing the healing; they are doing their own healing.
Right.
I am merely a mirror, and my role is to try to be as impeccable as I can be, so that I hold that presence and allow for them to bring their own higher self, their own soul, their own light that will do the healing. And whatever I do doesn't matter actually, because some people do it. Very high spiritual leaders do it with or sometimes they are unknown, not necessarily in the public. Great people with spiritual powers throughout all history, and today still happening every day in every country. They give a blessing and the disease is removed.
Right.
We call it placebo, we call it it's psychological, we call it in many different ways. To me personally, the label does not matter, just the result. It can be placebo, I don't mind. It can be the acupuncture, it can be the chemotherapy, I don't need to take credit for it. And most likely, I'm not the one to have credit, it's the patient.
Right.
And maybe it is the chemotherapy that didn't work for 20 years for that person, or kept them alive, but didn't heal it. And now it started to work, but suddenly it worked for the first time instantly after 20 years. This is what some doctors think, and maybe they're right. I don't know, But anyways, the result to me is what's important, and I totally support chemotherapy when it's what's available, needed, and maybe there are better things sometimes, maybe not. I don't pretend to know, but I train medical doctors and oncologists, and I learn from them. I just show them the little bit that I know. Okay?
Right.
So, which has been a fantastic blessing for me to learn so much. My students are my teachers. I'm so blessed to be in that place. But of course, Professor Park, he's not my student. He's my teacher. He passed away now. So
He
he's in
passed
heaven.
away. Right.
So, cancer, specifically, I would say that the doctors working in Sujok Academy, the medical doctors, especially the oncologists working in Sujok Academy in Moscow and in Kazakhstan in Honorary College, where we were very active, and now in India, where it's very powerful, very successful. Sujok, we have our R&D center developed and opened by Dr. Park Min-chul, the International Sujok Association head, the successor of his father, the eldest son of Professor Park. He's a medical doctor and studied in China, Chinese medicine for 6 years. His brother, the vice president of the International Sujok Association, is Dr. Park Min-yu, which is a medical doctor and also a Sujok doctor, allopathic medicine MD, studied in Russia. we roam the world and teach anyone that's willing to learn. Now I've been appointed a few years ago when he was alive by Professor Park Jae-woo to be the head of the International Sujok Association in the USA. Because I opened this association in different countries in the past, and opened schools for Sujok, published books in different languages, including Arabic, French, and others. And Farsi, not yet. Soon.
We're going to start that. I'm sorry, dear B.
It's time to leave it down? Yes.
Yeah.
So just to conclude with your question of cancer. So sometimes the benefit seen is small, and sometimes it's tremendous, including full recovery.
Right.
And it can be full recovery instantly sometimes. That's more rare. That's rare. But yet, that does happen. And so usually for serious illnesses such as cancer, Parkinson, Alzheimer, multiple sclerosis, schizophrenia, advanced depression or anxiety, usually these serious conditions and orphan diseases also that cannot be healed through allopathic medicine but can be healed with Sujok sometimes. We see it. The best course of treatment that people see, doctors have seen, is usually about 6 months. Usually it's going to be 15 treatments, one every other day, and then about 21 days of rest, and another 15 sessions every other day, and 21 days of rest and another 15 sessions. But some people are healed after 5 sessions.
Right.
But the thing is, between the sessions that the acupuncturist, the Sujok doctor is doing, whether he's using a needle or not, many people don't use needles, Sujok doctors. Because in Russia, for example, in order to practice acupuncture, not only you have to be a medical doctor, you have to be a neurologist, a brain doctor. So you have to have your degree in neurology before you can do acupuncture. It's very strict.
Wow.
In France, only medical doctors can officially practice acupuncture.
Right.
So many Sujok doctors, that's the way we call them, Sujok healers, Sujok practitioners, use just seeds like black pepper, colors, massage, crystals, and they see instant results, wonderful as well. So basically that means that it's almost 6 months of treatment to receive the maximum potential, to receive like the really, really deep healing. And I remember seeing a medical doctor come, older gentleman. I was in 2003 in my clinic. I used to be a very busy practitioner, and then I went into teaching, and then I went more into the organizational and running the schools and the non-profit association for the development of Sujok in different countries. But I still do some teaching and treating a little bit when I have time. I'm trying to make more. So I remember seeing this medical doctor, older, wonderful man. He came with his wife, very beautiful. She reminds the eyes. Also, they have both blue eyes. They're Russian originally. A lot of light in it. Reminds me a little bit of your eyes, in a way. So this medical doctor with the most severe Parkinson you can imagine, the most severe. Oh, you have a lot of imagination. I don't know your imagination. Very severe, anyway. Could not talk, could not move, except tremble. Very, very difficult. Within 3 months, he seemed completely normal. In his case, I saw him come to my clinic for about 10 years, almost 10 years after that. It was in 2003. His Parkinson never returned.
Beautiful.
He would come if he had a knee pain, or to bring his grandson, or for his wife, or a friend. And every 6 months I would see him, every 3 months sometimes. If he had a shoulder pain or any no problems people go through.
Right.
And when he passed away in his 80s, early 80s, he was still strong actually. And he never had any occurrence of Parkinson's symptoms ever again. He had I think kidney or heart failure, but not dramatic. Just he passed very peacefully in a very healthy way, I would say, without suffering. And so sometimes people are relieved, but the next day or 2 weeks later it comes back. Especially if they don't keep coming. I hope to have the miracle one time. Sometimes we're granted these extraordinary things, but usually it's a process.
Got you.
Yeah.
Joad, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. Thank you so much again. So just as we were talking and we're sitting here, something just popped in. Is there any way we could, because I know you do some work at your place, you got this beautiful house on Woodland Hills. Is it possible if we gather some people together that you could do some teaching and people come? Yes? Okay, beautiful. And also give us your information. What is the information? How could people connect with you?
Absolutely. So I would say www.sujokамerica.com. Sujok is spelled SUJOK. And I will send you my information. Oh, and phone number.
Phone number.
310-463-7706.
310
463
463
7706.
7706. So people can contact you. You do individual private sessions,
Yes.
right? And you do group healing, group sessions.
Yes, mostly group teachings.
Okay.
But yeah, when I'm available, I'm very happy to see people when I can.
Beautiful.
Sometimes I travel out of the country, out of state to teach or do other things,
Yeah.
but I'm very happy to see people in the community here.
Very good. And we try to arrange something. Maybe we start doing some posts for the next weekend, following weekend. We check that out and see when you're free and when is the best time for you. And of course, people have to pay something to accommodate for your time, your knowledge, and all that. So we arrange something, and maybe I can have you back coming if you're free next Tuesday
I'd love to.
to continue. Would you like to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
We
beautiful.
can show some Tai Chi. Maybe I can get this closer to the camera.
مریم جان can you get a میتونین close up این کارتو بگیری just one second اگه ممکنه یک ثانیه we're done we're closing یک close up از این دست ما رو بگیر great I think we need to twist it a little more this way. Good.
I can also bring it to you.
No,
get it
that's
closer.
good. They can get it. They just have to switch the camera from the back room. Very
Wonderful.
good. Beautiful, beautiful.
I'll turn it around so you can see the website on it as well.
Okay,
Oh yeah, I see. Wow.
there we go. Very good. So this is the card, and it shows exactly which area point is representing which part of the body.
Yes.
Very, very good. Okay, can you turn it around so they
That's
can
it.
see your website? 1 second. Okay, SUJOK therapy. The number you have there is 424. Is that a correct number?
Yes,
or-
it reaches me as well.
That would, okay, 424-652-8404. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Joat. Lovely having you on my show. Hope to see you next week, the same time. Hopefully you won't hit the traffic. دوستان عزیز خیلی ممنون از اینکه در این برنامه با ما بودین. سعی میکنیم که هفته دیگه جواد رو بیاریم برای اینکه انقدر صحبت و حرف و اطلاعات هست. در هر صورت میتونین دایرکتلی با خودش تماس بگیرین. با آرزوی بهترین ها تا سه شنبه آینده. I love you.
I love you. Smile.
Thank you, Joad.
Thank you so much.
Okay, darling. We didn't have a chance.